Welcome to the world of data structures. Our today's topic is conversion from traversal order to binary tree. Hi, this is your instructor Janice Shah. So let's begin with today's outlines. Students, first our outlines are, first we need to talk about that steps to convert the traversal order to binary tree. Then we will see that the examples for that. Okay, so let's begin with steps. So here the steps to convert. Step number 1 is that you have given in-order pre-order pair or in-order post-order in your question. Okay, so you have pair of two traversal orders. Either it is in-order pre-order or it is in-order post-order. Fine. Okay, next step number 1. First, students, you need to select a node. That means you need to select a root node, okay, from which you need to start begin your tree. So step number 1 is to select a node, and you can select a node from either pre-order or post-order traversals. Now if you remember that post-order contains VLR. No, students, post-order contains LRV. That means left, right and visit, and pre-order contains VLR. That means visit, left and right. So here you need to select a node from pre-order from left to right and from post-order from right to left. Fine. Now step number 2 is, after selecting the node, students, how many nodes are situated on the left side of the root node and how many nodes are situated on the right side of the root node, that will be calculated from in order. Fine. So always remember, pre and post are just for the selection of a node, and from in order we will decide which nodes are situated on the left side and which are on the right side. Okay, so here it is, step number 1. Students, step number 1 is select a node from pre-order or post-order. Let me give you an example that here we have a pre-order, that is A, B, D, I, E, C, then C, G, F, H. Okay, so if you can see that here pre-order, the highlighted node is A, that means that is our root node. Now, so if you have pre-order sequence, then always need to start selection from left to right. Now next is post-order. If you can see, students, the post-order contains I, T, B, G, C, H, then F, E and A. Okay, so what happens over here, students, in post-order you always need to go from right to left. Fine. So let's begin with the step number 2. After selecting a node, which node is on the left side and which is on the right side, that will be decided from the in order. Okay, so here it is, the in order sequence, students. See, I am just selecting node A from pre or post. Then after that, if you can see in this in order sequence, left side nodes of A are B, I and D, and the right side node of A are C, G, E, H and F. That means we can easily say that, students, left side A contains BID, on the right side of A it contains CGE, H and F. Fine. So this is left side, this is right side of A. So now let's take an example. See, the question will be asked in your exam is, make a binary tree from given below traversal order. Okay, so here we have, students, pre-order and in order. See, pre-order is given like this: A, B, D, I, E, C, then G, F and H. And on in order, students, we have B, I, D, A, then C, G, E, H, F. Okay, so what happens over here? We just need to select the first node. Okay, so if we remember 2 steps, selection of the node begins with either pre-order or post-order. Here we have, see, here we have pre-order. That's why I need to go from left to right. Okay, so here we are going to select from L to R. The first node is A. Okay, so A is our very first node. Okay, so this is our in order. Now I'm just selecting node A in order. Now see, first I just need to make node A. Okay, so see how it goes like this. I'm just move towards the left to right. First node I just found A node. Okay, so I'm just clicking node A. So I'm just making node A as my root node. Now see, I have just selected root node A. Now which nodes are on the left side and which are on the right side, that will be selected from in order. So see, if you can see in this figure, okay, BID are on the left side, CGEHF on the right side. So first you just need to make like this. See, make a root node A, then on the left side of the A we should have BID, on the right side of the A we should have CGEH and F. Okay, so this is a step number 1, sorry, step number 2 that you need to be performed. Step number 1 is just make a node A. Step number 2 is just give left side and right side children. Okay, now students, if you can see here, the node A selection is successfully done. Now let's move further. Again, after this we just need to repeat our step 1, step 2, step 1, step 2. Okay, step 1 is selecting a node. For that we need to again check our pre-order sequence. If you can see our pre-order sequence, after A we have node B. Fine. So here now let's start with the node B. So from B, I and D, see, now you just need to select from B, I and D this part only. So from B, I and D we just need to select node B. So I'm just selecting node B. Okay, so now tell me, is there any node situated on the left side of the B? See, is there any node on the left side of the B? No, that means left child is empty. Now is there any node on the right side of the B? Yes, it is. Which are they? They are I and D. Okay, so here we have I and D on the right side of the B. So now if you can see, tree is just becoming like A. Okay, A, then B, and on the right side of the B is I and D. Okay, let's move further. After selecting B, we have D. That means from I and D, I need to select D first. Okay, so I'm just selecting D students, selecting D, and then just check, is there any node on the left side of the D? Yes, that is I. Is there any node on the right side of the D? No, nothing. That means we just need to make A. Okay, root node A. On the left side of the A we should have B, right side of the B we should have D, and on the left side of the D students we must have I node. Fine. So here if we can see, the left subtree of A is completely done. Now there are no nodes remaining in the left subtree. Okay, so let's begin with the right selection part. So now after done with I, okay, just say to select a node we must need to concern about pre-order sequence. See, the pre-order sequence is E. Okay, after I if I'm selecting node, then it becomes like E. So students, just take E. I'm just selecting E node and check it out. How many nodes on the left side and right side of the E? Now see, some of you may told me, sir, BIDA, CG, this all nodes are on the left side of the node E. But wait students, if whenever we select a node, that means that part is totally completed. Okay, so on the left side of the E we only have C and G that are remaining to be done. Okay, so that's why just go with C and G. So I just put on the left side of the E C and G, and then right side of the E we have H and F. Okay, fine. So let's move further. Again selecting a node, step number 1. Okay, I'm just selecting G. On the G's left side we must have node C, and then if you can see, G or C, see, wait for a minute, it's G or C? Students, it must be C, because after E we should select node C. Okay, so just select node C, then on the right side of the C we must have G. Left side of the C is empty. Let's move further with G. Okay, so G is situated on the right side of the node C. Fine. Now let's move further. The next we must have F. So from the sequence of H and F, students, you need to select only one node, and that must be F, because if you see the pre-order sequence, after G we have H. Okay, so we just need to select H first, and then we need to select F first, and then H must be on the left side of F. Okay, students, we have just made binary tree from our given pre-order and in-order sequence. Okay, now let me show you another example. This is example number 2, students. We have question like make a binary tree from given below traversal orders. So here we have the post order in order traversals. See, students, here we have post order, so we should go from right to left. Okay, so first selection of a node must be done from right to left. That must be node A. So here it is. This is root node A. Okay, and in post order sequence, left side of the A, see, left side of the A, it must be BID, and on the right side of the A, it must be C, G, E, H and F. Okay, fine. So after selecting A, we need to select any node. So just go from right to left. Students, I found E, but see, here I am showing you to solve this example simultaneously for left subtree of A and for right subtree of A. Again, I am showing you to solve this example simultaneously for left and right subtree both. How? See, from the right subtree, I am just selecting node E, and from the left subtree, I am going to select node B because it goes first. See, I'm just checking the whole post order sequence from right to left. Okay, for see, this we have BID and C, G, E, H and F. Okay, so from BID, which node I should select? Just go from right to left. B comes first, so select B. And from C, G, E, H, F, which node I should select? Students, that is node E, so I need to select node E first. Fine, so here it is, selecting node E and B. Okay, now tell me, which nodes are on the left side and right side of the B and E? See, on the left side of the B, we have nothing. Okay, and on the right side of the B, we have node I and D. Same like that, node E, students, on the left side of the E, we have CG. On the right side of the E, we have H and F. So I'm just making CG and HF on right and left side of E respectively. And then students, for node B, I must have I and D on the right side of the B. Fine. So here, this is my tree. Okay. Now again, I'm just showing you from the right side of the post order. Okay. So here, I need to select a node from the right side from the post order sequence. Okay. So that must be from I and D, I should select C. For I and D, I should select node D first. And from CG, I need to select C. From HF, I need to select F. Okay, so here it is. That is the first selecting F, then selecting C, and then selecting D. So this is my tree. Okay, you can solve previous example same like these, students. Okay, so next the remaining nodes are D must be on the left side of the I, then G must be on the right side of the C, and then we have H on the left side of F. Fine. So such like this, students, our tree goes like this. Now each and every node is selected and our tree becomes like this. Okay, finally your tree is like this, where we have A, B, E, D, C, F, then I, G and D. Okay, so you can make your tree from traversal orders, pre-order and in order. Okay, so up to now we have seen that how can we do in order, pre-order and post order traversal, as well as from the traversal orders, in order, pre-order or in order, post order, how to make binary tree. Okay, so that's it for today's lecture. Thank you so much, students.